Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, guys, I hope my royalty has something to sip on. And I wish I could say something to nibble on, but yeah, that's the topic of the day. Because, yeah, we're seeing the ugly side of this country. And it's really funny how the Republicans, they want to so-called turn this country into their Christian, conservative, blah, blah, blah. But while they go to church and read their Bibles, and it's like, I am a Christian, but I have refused to continue to be brainwashed by the things I want. Like I've said a lot of things about the congregation of the church, and even a couple things that the bishop's son, the pastor, has said, especially about women and marriage and relationships and things. Sometimes I wonder if it's just to be petty, since, yeah, like first they were so against divorce, but then I mean, I don't know if his wife left. I mean, it sounds like his wife left him, and I kind of can't blame her after like some of the sermons that the bishop and him have preached. It was just kind of degrading, like sexist, awful, terrible, degrade. Like yeah, just a lot of things. But when it comes to even like giving and even taxes, it's like our well, the bishop has even like uplifted and like, oh, if you're rich, that means you deserve more money. That means you like because there's that part of the Bible where they're like giving shares of money but among people, and it's like they gave the poor person a lot less than they gave the rich person, but they were basically saying how the rich person deserved it for whatever reason and everything. And it's just like, oh, it's kind of like the capitalism of today. It's like that way is like they are the reason why like some conservatives say, or well, even politically, I have people who say it's like I am Republican money wise, but I'm Democrat when it comes to the rest of humanity. But then when I bring up things that capitalism has drowned out the freedom of humanity and how capitalism has corrupted and kind of shown the real person behind the money, because okay, let's get like, because I'm all about tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. I will say that all day, every day. Especially because, okay, so many people are, well, so many conservatives especially, they are kind of celebrating the fact that some people are going to be going hungry. And some people want to use the excuse of, well, some people buy like junk food, and or they try to get like prepackaged, or they try to do this and that. And why is it any of your business? It's like our country's average size is 12, and a lot of the time some of these people who are saying this are at 12, or if they are in shape, it's like a lot of them go to Whole Foods or the more expensive grocery stores and stores where it's just like most people, even with a 9 to 5, don't go there. And or if they do, it's like something like, because I know it's like my like for my family, Whole Foods is like the odds and ends. We're not getting everything from Whole Foods, but they have a couple things from some small businesses that we like where we're like, okay, let's, get these odds and ends there. But other like I love Aldi's. I love Aldi's. I do. And it's like for oh, okay, you know what? This is gonna be a partially like a dating nightmare episode, because I'm gonna be talking about Mr. No Heart, because I like it's great. Well, you know what? This is just going to be a plain out messy episode, but altogether, it's going to be talking about like food stamps and the hungry and the corruption of our capitalism, and how money is a monster, and how it shows you who you really are, and just all of the toxicity within it, to the point where we are now in a country where it's so-called land of the free, home of the brave. But yeah, we're not brave enough to feed the hungry. We're not brave enough to feed the hungry. And then people want to blame it. Oh, they're probably going to get their nails done. They're probably going to get their hair done. And okay, before I talk about that no good Mr. No Heart and everything, I really got to tell you about that, because the look of money, like when a person looks of money, you get more respect. Because I know somebody who is like, she bought tons of either ramen and eggs and a lot of things that are less expensive and things, because she was trying to get a better job and or even a promotion, and she was on food stamps. And the thing was, she was able to sell some of those food stamps so she can get her nails done or get her hair done. So then when she went to the company and to her job, because they were hiring for a promotion, she wanted to, like, cause, and you can't just look that way for the job interview. She wanted to prove that she can look that part, ongoing. So for like when she first heard that someone was going to be retiring and so like positions were going to be opening up, she started like, and the thing was, like, I was like, I'm one of those friends where, like, once I knew about that, I'm like, okay, yeah, girl, I got your back. And so when it came to clothing on sale, like especially like there's certain outfits, especially in the business world, where on and pop. And so when I saw like found some online and stuff, I would send her the links. And so it's like she had to spend I mean, maybe a little bit more money than normal, but at the same time, I taught her how to like shop behind seasons. And even some stores that will have some clothing on sale at particular days or whatever. And so, but some people just think that people are just going to get their nails done to get their nails done. And part of me is just like, you know what? Maybe. It's like, how many of you guys were going crazy over these dolls? I forgot, like, even South Park is like now doing like their whole like satanic like ritual. Like, oh my god, oh my gosh, I have so many thoughts. I have so many thoughts. But how many of you guys were going crazy over some dolls? It was kind of like a repeat, but a possessive, crazy version of the Beanie Babies. I don't know what's wrong with you. It's just I don't. When I saw, like, I couldn't believe it, because I'm looking, it's like some of the same people, because yeah, they're I'm gonna drag some of the people on my Facebook, and I'm gonna drag some of my exes and stuff, because it's really funny how some of my exes, their children still want to be friends with me on Facebook and everything like that, but it's only so they can try to tell their daddy stuff. So then I don't like, yeah, there. I have like 10 reasons why I don't post any of my private business on my Facebook page. It's like, I'll spill everything on my Patreon. I don't care. And I'll tell everything on this channel because I don't care. Like, I use this as a brainstorming for my novels, my books, my projects, and everything. And at the same time, I want my readers to get to know me. And I want them to know the real me, my real thoughts and stuff. So, but it's just when it comes to even like money has a look, poor has a look, people stereotype. And especially when you're a black person, especially when you're a black woman, it's like a lot of times they try to find a reason not to hire you. They try to find a reason not to want you. They've tried to find a reason to say that you are not deserving. And sometimes it might be because your nails are not done or your outfit doesn't look expensive enough. It's like they want to keep you at a certain level. Instead of inviting you to the table, they want you to serve the table. They want you to put the plates out for the table, but they're not going to let you sit. It's like they want you to just be of service. And so sometimes you have to look the part and you have to demand a seat at the table. It's like sometimes you have to serve the plates, but then after you're done, whenever you're done serving the plates, you're backstage building that chair, constructing that chair, and that's like when getting the nails done and the hair done, you're getting your chair ready. You're warming it up. You're letting people know I am not here to play. And it's like people stereotype you based off of the nails and the hair and the makeup and the outfit. And some people are like, oh, no, we don't shut. No, stop. I know so many people who do it. And at the same time, is a woman allowed to feel beautiful? And also, it's like, oh yeah, I still never even got to the story where the woman got in trouble for like starting a business, like, making treats and stuff with her food stamp money. And some people are going to put her down. You know what? No, I give her a hug and a high five, because again, it's hard for us to find jobs out here, especially in this economy. And also, it's like kind of like even in the Bible, it's like every day there was the one story where every day, like, the vessel filled with more and more. And it's like and they were just like told, use it all, feed them, make sure they're taken care of. And she was kind of nervous, like, but if I do, we're gonna go hungry tomorrow. But you know what? It's like she had that vessel and she filled it up. She figured out a way to fill it up to make sure she was not going to go home hungry and homeless. And some people are going to say that's cheating the system. Look at what rich people do. Look at what the rich people, like, she was smart. She was using her brain and her money, her creativity. So it's like, if you're going to put her down, put the rich down. And some, like, because even with Inventing Anna, it's like I've watched that series so many times, because just like the way she knew how to twist people's words and she knew how to frame things in order to get her way. And it's funny how she is a prime example. She was poor, but she knew how to look rich. And she also knew how to do fraud and everything too. But she knew how to look the part to trick everybody to make sure that she was able to get what she wanted. A honey child probably, like, yeah, she was able to steal that money, but she would have needed food stamps. But she knew how to dress the part, and she switched the roles. Once the baby doll dresses weren't going to work anymore, when she needed that bank account, when she needed that money, she dyed that hair, she changed that outfit, and people bought it because she looked the part. Being a white woman. And this is why I mentioned this in the last episode, but I love it. Whenever I talk about the issues that Black women have with a lot of the colonizing women, ooh, it's like, I think it's the same person who always like, oh, thumbs down. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just like, the more you thumbs down me, the more I'm going to talk about it, because I know we need to hear the truth. And I'm not scared to say it. I'm not scared to say it. But yeah, Inventing Anna is like that girl. Oh, she's a perfect example of the poor looking rich and able to get advance and explore and expand her horizons because she looked the part. And some of the women out here, you know, we're on hard times, you know. It's like, because I mean, I'm working on my business. I'm trying to create what I need to create. So it's like, but I'm doing it the honest way. But it's like, but at the same time, like, trying to look the part. It's like I've been doing my research on different ways so that it's like I can get the correct supplies and all this other stuff. But then also, when I'm ready to have the meetings and stuff, what's my look gonna be like, and how much money or in the budget am I gonna have for that? It's expensive, and especially when men finally invite women at the table, they want us to be beautiful. They have all these high expectations for us, but then half the time, It's like they look like they're 6 months to 9 months. But then they're like, oh, we can look any way we want to. We don't have to take care of ourselves. We're men. But you have to look good in our eyes in order to have a seat at the table. You have to be in shape to have a seat at the table. And at this point, it's probably going to be a part two and maybe even a part three because the more I'm analyzing and thinking about this, and oh yeah, if you're new guys, yeah, just know I talk to you guys like I'm having breakfast with you. I don't have bullet points. I I just I know of a topic, I talk about it, especially when it comes to politics, especially when it comes to dating, especially when it comes to disability life and bigotry and racism and all, because I go through all of it almost every single day of my life. Yay. So, but it's just like when people try to judge other people on how they use their money, judge rich people. Okay, you're so busy judging the poor. But then a lot of the people on food stamps work. A lot of people on food stamps have children. And then when some people are like, well, then don't have kids. Okay, well, are you going to buy the items to help us not have children? Are you going to, because you're pro life too. So if someone gets pregnant, are you going to open up the clinics again? Because a lot of you are so busy trying to close them up. So you tell us, but then at the same time, so you're basically telling women not to have, So then a lot of men are going to get upset. I mean, not some of them, because some of them are on Grinder and Tinder and other types of whips apps, but then they don't tell their woman because they're on the down low. But that's none of my business. That's none of my business. But it's really crazy, like how many men are going to be upset because if they don't have access to the women, then yeah, it's like that's gonna be kind of. But it's then so you're telling people not to have children or not to have like relations and things like that, and but then if they do get pregnant, but then they know they can't afford the baby, you don't want them to be able to have that option. But then if they have that life and they might need food stamps, they're going to need the money from the government, but then you refuse to help them with money from the government, but at the same time you say all lives matter. You mean having control over women matters. You mean having control and power over humanity matters. That's what you really mean. That's what you really mean. But I can talk about more about, because the more I'm thinking even about the Anna documentary thing, it's like there was so much proof about how the villains are the rich. And it's like some people are like, well, the poor, they don't work hard enough, they don't do this, they don't do. It's like, do you know how hard it is to, like, when especially when you're poor, to develop yourself and be able to afford the necessities to become like better off, well off, especially while trying to keep up with the prices of everything? Because even with like my real estate interview, I talked to this wonderful woman, this author. Actually, the book is somewhere near me if I can find it. But you know what? I'll probably not. Okay, I won't find it during the. Oh, actually, oh no, I found it. It's by Anna DeSimone, Closing the Gap in Home Ownership, Rewriting the Rules Against Mortgage Discrimination. It's like that. This was I did this episode like over a year ago. No. Let's see. Oh no, actually, the interview was about a year ago because it was right before the election. But then I posted it months later because excuse me, like the time went by so fast that we didn't get to cover everything on my list. And I invited her back. I'm gonna try to write her to see if we can do a live, and then we can cover as much as we want to, and as long as she can stay, like as long, like I'll try to see if I can book her on a evening where she has like 1 or 2 hours available, and that'll be my first live, and that'll be the first time you guys see me, so that'll be kind of cool. I've been wanting, yeah, let's just say there's a lot of therapeutic or therapy reasons why I haven't done a live yet or whatever, but I plan to, especially I'm going to be on Twitch soon. So yeah. So then soon you're going to see a lot of me. But anyways, again, it is closing the gap in home ownership, rewriting the rules against mortgage discrimination. And her name is Anna Desimone. Anna. That's her first name, and then her last name De, and then capital Simone. It is an amazing book. I read it like I don't know, it's just like every day it's like I read a little chunk of it, like a chapter and stuff. And it's like I was taking notes because it's like I remember while interviewing, I was like, oh my gosh, and this part was in your book. And I think I think maybe she was surprised that I dug into her novel or not her novel, her book so much. But it's like I like when it comes to an author, I want to respect their piece, especially when it's research and especially when it's someone who is of understanding of the demographics around us and bigotry, the discrimination, the racism, and things like that. So I highly, highly recommend her book. So anyway, I know I said I was gonna. Okay, with part one, I'm gonna make sure I tell you guys, even with like Mr. No Heart or whatever, with well, in my opinion, his family is so racist. Ooh, because even with like the living arrangements, whatever, with my ex when we first met or whatever. He was getting a divorce, and so we were just friends and watching anime, chilling, talking, everything like that. We did flirt some and everything, but we didn't have a relationship. And he would even tell me about his dating and relations, and even how at the end of a night with one date, he was about to have like relations with her in the back, like bend her over in the back of his truck or whatever. But late like later he said that he thought I was gonna get jealous over that, and I'm like, okay, yeah, do you, boo? I don't care. Like he kept trying to get me jealous, and I said I'm saying that part of the story just because like with some of you ladies, if a man keeps trying to get you jealous, run. It's like the way to attract a woman is to spend time and to talk to and to, connect. Why are you trying to get a woman jealous in order to get her attention, in order to keep her? If that's how you think you're going to be able to keep a woman, bye. But, anyways, like with my ex, he didn't want me to look the part. It's like he didn't want me to start my own business. He didn't want me to invest. He didn't want, like, he hated whenever we would be in public and men would come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, you look so beautiful today. How are you, darling? Oh, like, look at your smile. Oh, you're so beautiful or pretty. Let me get the door for you. Or even if we were getting groceries and I was putting the cart away, he was just like, He was like a guy, like, well, this happened more than once, but a man would run up to me. He was like, "Oh no, let me get that card for you, honey." He was like, "You like no?" It's like you're too pretty for that. And I remember one time he was like, "Why didn't your man do this for you?" Oops, oops. He did it. He did it every time after though. He did it every time after though. But it's just I guess like I looked the part for. I mean, to gain the attention at least, but when it like again when it came to investing, he all he did was like put me down, and he would laugh. How much money do you think you're actually going to get from investing? Why do you think you're going to actually make any money with this investing? Oh, so you want to do some like the investing like they do on Shark Tank? Oh, you think that's going to make you feel special? And he would say this so often in different ways, whatever. And it's not in that way, but it was more like playful but sarcastic but degrading, all in one. Like he knew how to mix it up perfectly. It was on his own little special recipe, kind of like KFC, his own special recipe of like trying to downgrade me. Because even when the guys would compliment me, he would ignore me for the rest of the day. He would. It's like he would not talk to me because he hated that someone else paid me attention. And this is when I slowly. Okay, I guess I need to pause for a minute. So there's like, yeah, one sec. I was about to sound like the like Bigfoot or the monster, swamp monster or something. Okay. Anyways, I'm back. So with like him ignoring me and everything, I stopped caring about my makeup and my hair. And then I was working at the inner city school at the same time. And if you already know how the boys would threaten me there and even throwing bleach on me and like ruining and messing up some of my outfits. So I was at a point where I was wearing the same dresses every week. I did not care because I was like, you're not going to mess up my nice dresses. You're not going to mess up my nice outfits. You're not. You're not. I refuse. And so having the emotional ABUSC with my ex, and then maybe it was ABUSC with like, I mean, they're middle schoolers. I mean, they were awful and terrible so many times. I mean, there were, oh no, there were great students there. If you listen to the episodes, you already know there are some students I cherish and praise. And it's like, I hope the absolute best for them and the effort they put in and the willingness to learn. I love and adore. But there were other students who they said they knew what car I drove and they were going to slash my tires, and a few of them who said that they were going to grape me. And yeah, we'll just stick it to that. So, but anyways, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna need a part two because I know it's like I've swerved off topic, but it's like you guys already know. It's like this channel, I spill everything because I hope, like, even if the last 5 or 10 minutes, like, I know it's like, I mean, it's on topic but off topic, but I hope at least it helps somebody. Because at the end of the day, like a lot of like my ex and all this stuff, I was at a point where I didn't look my best at all. And I know that. I know that. I didn't think I was worth that. I didn't think I was beautiful or pretty. It's like with all of that, with the combination of my mom saying, as long as you walk like that, no one's ever going to want you, love you, or marry you. I didn't think like it's bad. And then I was dating a guy who he was just using me. He wanted my body, my wallet, and my valuables. That's all he wanted. But then back to how I looked, it's like, even being like I said earlier, being a black woman, you have to look the part. You have to look better than the part. You have to exceed the expectations. You do. And my ex hated how different parts of my life exceeded his. And it's like, and at the same time I was working 2 3 jobs while investing, and then I was started like an account so I could save for a house. And it's like my credit score be it was pretty. I mean, it's still pretty. Like, I mean, no, actually it's increased, but it's like even like years ago, it's like even after someone stole my credit and just so many nightmare stories. But I like my credit score was moving on up like the Jeffersons, baby, you know? But it's like people, I mean, I was at a point where I didn't look the part. I didn't look like how I was getting my life ready. No one was ever going to give me a chair at the table because, especially once I graduated college, I dressed the part and people said they were impressed with me and my resume, but then they were racist and bigoted. Which one of your parents are white? How do you talk like that? How do you speak so proper? If, oh, looking at your resume, I would have never pictured you. See, black women have to build their chair. We always have to build and create. Like, we have to, like, you want us to set the table. You want us to lay out the food. But while we're doing that, we're studying the wood of that table, the measurements of that table. We're getting our chair ready. We're getting everything we need. Because, yeah, with us black women, we always have to be like, just, and especially black women with a disability, I'm getting my wheels ready, shined, bright, pretty, and ready. But you have to look the part, and you always have to, and that's the frustrating part. We always have to be ready. And it's like, but you know what? There's going to be a part two. You already knew that. Thank you so much for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human, and you're human too.